Hey guys, Brian Martin United coming to you with a match preview for Manchester United versus Newcastle at St. James Park. That is Newcastle's home ground, in case you aren't familiar. So here we go, match preview. Let's get into it. Newcastle, they're in seventh place on 53 points. They've played 30 matches, and that's key because everyone else in the league has played 31 or 32 matches. So they got a few games in hand there. Um, United sit in 13th place on 38 points and 31 matches. Newcastle are in good form. They're in good form right now. They've won four of the past five league games in the Premier League. United, I mean, you guys follow, you know where we sit. We're, like I said, 13th place in our last five, two wins, two draws, and a loss. I mean, if you throw in the Europa League match, I guess that's what, one win, three draws, and a loss in the last five. So kind of spotty, right? We're not coming into this in some amazing form. In terms of player availability, so Delit and Collier are out, as are Heaven and Licha, of course. I think we know that. I think Ahmad is still a ways off. I imagine that's the same with Johnny Evans, although, like, I mean, has he even played this season? I can't recall. Um, for Newcastle, they've got Anthony Gordon back. He seems to be in contention. And since we're on the topic of, injuries and absentees and things like that, I do want to take a brief moment to wish Newcastle manager Eddie Howe a speedy recovery. Apparently he's been dealing with an illness. So you don't wish that on anybody. So speedy recovery to Eddie Howe, and hope to see him in the dugout tomorrow or sometime soon. So just wanted to say that. Um, my predicted 11. So Emram has said that he intends to field a team that can be competitive, right? And he says that we want to win the game. So it sounds like he's going to go with a strong 11, or at least a strong 11 for what we have to pick from. Um, so I think that would be a mistake, personally. I think we need to rotate um, and rest a few players and just give them like a cameo in the last 30, 20, 15 minutes of the match just to kind of get their legs turning over, but not have them risked for an entire game. But you know, he's in charge, not me, right? I'm just a talking head on your screen here. Um, so anyway, my predicted 11 is boom. This pretty much the same side that ran out last time, right? Um, but I do think all subs will be used, right? So I know Amram said he wants to put out a competitive side that will win the game. I think he feels like from what he has to pick from, and also taking fitness into account, I think he thinks that this is his most competitive side right now. Um, Again, I don't know why you would do that because like our Premier League season is shot right now. So I don't know why you'd risk the players, but I don't know. Again, I'm not in the back offices. I don't have any special red phone where I can call and find out what's going on. That's just me, again, being an armchair uh football manager here. Um, but yeah, like I said, I think that we'll see all the subs available used, in a Premier League match. I think it's five. Um, so that way players at least are somewhat protected, right? Not, the key players aren't running the full 90 minutes. Um, so anyway, like I said, I prefer to see a lot of rotation. I'd prefer to see Xerxes start, um, at least for part of this one, at least the first half. Although I think he should be starting on Thursday, so maybe he should be rested. Maybe Amarin will switch and say, okay, Hoyland, you start today. Xerxes, you start Thursday, because we got to win that game. But anyway, let me not get too far down the road. Let's focus on the Newcastle game. Um, I do think that we might see Cheeto, Mainu, Mount, and Shaw. I think we might see them get some minutes this match just to kind of get them, fit and firing and turning over. So in the event that we do progress past Lyon on Thursday, we can have them to choose from. But there I go, looking at Thursday again, right? Already looking past this game against Newcastle. Um, so let's go ahead and get into my predicted score. So Newcastle have a pretty fair run in for the rest of their games, right? And they got a very strong chance of finishing it. I would say in places like 3 through 5 um in the league. I don't think they're going to get, I mean, they're not going to get one, right? I don't think anyone's catching Liverpool this season. I think is pretty much done. Um, Arsenal might continue to slip up, so there's a really outside chance that someone could grab that second spot. But like for Newcastle in particular, I think they're looking at finishing in places 3 through 5. I think they got a strong chance of that. So they'll be up for this one. They're gonna be up for it. They've got, you know, things riding on this, whereas for us we don't, right? So um, in terms of some actual numbers and stats, Newcastle have allowed 39 goals. United have allowed 41. So we're kind of similar in that. Um, but the problem is Newcastle, they've scored 52 goals, and United, we've just scored 37. So with that said, I think we're looking at a 3-1 to Newcastle. Although a 1-0 to Newcastle kind of feels like it could also be in the cards. Um, but yeah, those are just my hunches. I feel like it might be like a 3-1. Because again, they've been in good form lately. They're flying. I think they're gonna score 3 nice goals. We're gonna get one goal off of, again, something magic from Bruno or something like that. Um, Actually, I take that back on Newcastle's goals. I think they'll score 2 nice goals, and I think one will be Onana's fault. I know I'm riding that Onana hate train. I've got my first class VIP ticket on the Onana hate train. I hate to say hate train. I should say dislike train. Um, but yeah, I just see more tomfoolery coming from Onana again. So, you know, new keeper in the summer. Um, so yeah, that's my score prediction. Um, we'll see what happens. Again, this is my predicted lineup. This is not my preferred lineup. My preferred lineup would be a whole host of changes. We just give players chances. That would include dropping Onana, um, and letting Bayindir or even Heaton play or something like that. But, again, like I said, I'm just an armchair manager here. Amram, he's got the will, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, I will be live streaming for the match as usual. So please do join in. Again, a small channel here. So when you chat, we'll interact. I'll read it out. We'll talk about whatever you have to say. Um, and yeah, I will see you then. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you at game time. Peace.